You're watching America Trends. I'm Mary Burt-Godwin. And our next guest, I think he's zooming in from Switzerland, possibly. And it ties in very well to our previous segment about getting rid of toxins and being more mindful about what we put in our body. He is an industrial engineer, and he started a company called LANG Beverages that has a water purifying best filtration system. And so I'm excited to talk to you, Jan-Erik Lundberg. Welcome to America Trends.
Thank you very much for having me.
Are you in Switzerland currently?
I am.
Wow, what time? It's the middle of the night. I'm so happy that you joined us. That is one
early evening and thunderstorm.
I want to come visit. That's one place on my bucket list of places to go. I have not been, and I have a dear friend that lives in Zurich. So one of these days I'm going to get out there. But in the meantime, talk to me about, tell me about, you are an engineer and you've got a varied history. So talk to me about your path and what led you to LANG Beverages.
I think the starting point was actually a documentary about the bottled water industry and how unsustainable that is. And when you look at how most bottled water is actually produced, you find that it's really filtered tap water where one have added some minerals or salts to it afterwards and then bottled and distributed it. And I just felt that with 500 billion liters of bottled water consumed, there must be a better way to do it, and trying to do it straight out of the tap, because that is the best distribution system there is. So that was really the idea, to find a way to replicate what the bottled water industry does in your own kitchen.
Wow. So talk to me about, so I saw this contraption that you have, and I forget what it's called, but we just saw it on the screen there. Is that something that you have in your home, and then you filter the tap water? Is it like in the States we have something called Brita, which people
Yes.
put it in a container and it filters it out. Is it similar to that, or talk to me about how this works?
It is, the principle is the same, that you use your tap water. What we use for filtration is a little bit different than the normal Brita filter. We use reverse osmosis in addition to active carbon filter, and that is a much higher level of filtration. So we first filter the water, but the main difference, and what is really difficult when you have absolutely clean water, is to keep it clean and also to make it taste good. And for that reason, we are adding salts, minerals, which is healthy and make the water taste good, like typical mineral waters that you buy in bottles.
You just nailed it right there, because I have used a Brita in the past, and maybe the first sip tastes good, but then 5 minutes later and onwards, it doesn't really taste good at all. So that is a key factor to what you're talking about. And then you also mentioned reverse osmosis. So talk to me about how this works.
Reverse osmosis is basically membrane. It's a very common technology used in most the food and beverage industry when water is a base for the product. RO, or reverse osmosis, tends to be the way you filter in industrial, and it's quite common also in households. That is actually the easy part. That's a lot. It's an old technology now, so it's well established and you know what you get out of it. The difficulty with absolutely clean water is that it's very easy that it gets that you get bacteria and anything else inside after you clean it. So keeping it clean is a lot more difficult than actually filtering it and purify it in the first instance.
And so it looks like you have a 3 filtration system. So your product can help keep it clean, right?
that the three filters helps to clean. What the first filter is actually to protect the membrane, the RO membrane, so that you have a much longer lifetime for it. The second is active carbon, which is typically what you have in Brita, and that is good to take away odors, like a particular chlorine, that it doesn't smell of chlorine, but it doesn't filter away any pollutants. That's not what it does. It's really the odor side. And what really filters is the reverse osmosis, because water as a molecule is one of the smallest we have in nature, and these membranes are very fine. So anything bigger than a water molecule stays in the filter. It doesn't come through.
And where can consumers purchase one of your products?
At the moment, we are selling it on our website, but we have just launched in the US a few weeks ago, but we hope to expand this through the major channels very, very soon. So in autumn, I hope that, for example, Amazon will be a place where you can buy our products.
Okay, great. That's a great place. And your website is drinkling.com, at drink.ling on Instagram. And I also saw on your website you have some flavored products. Are those drops or something that you can put into water to spice them up a little bit?
Yeah, long term, our idea is to have a sustainable product, but it also have to be a product that people like to drink.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people have a problem in drinking water, finding it a bit boring, but we also want to do it in a healthy way. So what we add is absolute flavor concentrates from fresh fruit. So we don't add anything bad into. Again, we keep it healthy and still making it taste good. So all our flavors, fruit flavors for time being that we add, are based on absolute fruit concentrates.
Yeah, I was definitely looking into those. We want to get some around here for the studio because those flavors that you have look amazing. And what's next for Lang? I mean, you have this, and what is it called, the actual filter system that we can purchase to have in our home?
We call it the well.
The well,
so,
yeah,
your own little well in your kitchen, yes. So the next would be to also do for bigger consumers to have things where you can actually refill bottles, so vending machines, as well as built-in systems for your home. This is very easy. It's a non-installation device that we are selling now, which is very easy to maintain, and you don't need to have any installers. But for people who consume a lot in the future, we see that we will do installation system also. But in addition to that, what we do also hot water, instant hot water, and we are working on a number of flavors for that, including tea. Absolute tea concentrates taste fantastic also in this kind of machine.
And how much does the well go for?
It retails just under $400 in the US.
But it should last for a long time, and we drink water all the time. So, I mean, that's a big investment, but a very important investment, especially right now. I mean, like I mentioned, we just had someone on talking about how important it is what we consume, and a lot of toxins can be found in these plastic water bottles and in poor filtration. So this is a huge investment for someone's health and longevity in their family. So thank you so much for... Thank you so much for being here. We're running out of time, Jan, but I want to tell everybody your website is drinkling.com and at drink.lang. This is an amazing product. Everyone should look into this. And I'm coming to visit you one of these days, Jan, in Switzerland. And in the meantime, everyone at home, go check out drinkling.com and check us out on social media at America Trends TV, on Instagram, Facebook, and I think it's called X. We need to change our logo right there.